So my name is Peter. I am a college admissions coach at Prepory. I've been working here for about 4 cycles now, and I primarily work with seniors like Sean.
Hi, my name is Sean. I'm a graduating senior from a school right outside of Philadelphia. I'm going to Purdue for first year engineering. Really excited about that. So really what I was looking for is an opportunity to show myself in the best way possible. So when you're looking for a college admissions coach, you're thinking about a lot of different aspects. And I was mainly looking for someone who was going to be very individualized to me. And also because I'd heard from my friend who was above me that Prepory was a good company to work for. He really pushed me to go into Prepory. Really what Prepory had that I was looking for is it helped me better understand the process. And it's a really overwhelming process, especially as a senior or junior going into senior year. I didn't really have context into what applying to college would be like. And you hear for many, many years that that's what you're going to do. You have a lot of complexity to it. It's sort of like a big deal, but there's a lot of different details that it's very tough to understand. And knowing how to market yourself is very difficult without the advice of someone who's done it or a professional. My favorite part working with Prepory is probably our weekly meetings. And even after I got into college, we still were talking weekly. And whether it was about high school or college or even how I was feeling at the day, Peter really tried to not only relate but care. And it wasn't trying, he did. And it was very evident. I want to reiterate that really was what made Prepory such a great experience for me. And that was really my favorite part. So I was on call with Peter about scholarship essays. So we were writing some essays for scholarships, and I actually get a notification on the call with him, Zoom call, that Purdue had released admissions. And I knew that morning was probably going to be later in the day I would get it. But I got it on call, and I was actually recording because I wanted to record me getting into some of my schools because I thought it should be cool to look back on. And he was in the camera. We both read the admissions letter at the same time. It was really, really cool experience.
Yeah, it was cool. I'd never been on a call with a student before when they got an admissions decision, particularly to one of their top schools. So it was a great moment. I've been on calls with students before when they had received different admissions decisions, but this was kind of one of Sean's top programs. And he said, "Oh my God, Peter, cut me off right in the middle of talking about scholarship." He's like, "I got an email from Purdue." And I was like, "Oh, sometimes it's them letting you know when they're going to release their updates or whatever. But this was, click here for your admissions decision." And I was like, "Do you want me to, take a minute? I can turn camera off, or we can, pause the meeting and you can go down and come back." And he's like, "No, let's look at it together." So my heart dropped into my stomach because, I was as hopeful as can be, but Purdue's a top 5 engineering program. It's very competitive. So I was like, okay, let's see if it worked. And he opened it and I saw the confetti and the congratulations. And then he's just kind of looking off at the camera. I'm crying and I'm like, "Allow me, Sean, I'll read it for you." And so I read the letter aloud to him and we just kind of sat there and,
some of us cried, one of us.
I think your eyes were watering a little bit. I was definitely crying more. I don't think that that's a bad thing.
He didn't share this, but he had a sticky note of the place he thought that I was going to end up. And he had it since one of the very beginning meetings, right?
Yeah, after we solidified your list.
Solidified my list, and he actually had put Purdue, as he wrote down Purdue as where I was going to end up. So not knowing anything about what I got in or not, but just knowing based off of me, and I came to that decision outside of him, really. We talked about cost benefits, pros, cons, and I came to the decision independent of him, and yet he still was understanding, and he knew that was going to be a place for me, and he helped me, guide me, to give me the opportunities, the options, to make a choice of where I wanted to end up, but really, he helped me find the right place.
When it comes to the college list and when it comes to actually choosing your school, that's an especially individualized decision and something that I have students ask me all the time, where do you think I should go or what do you think is the best fit for me? And Sean was one of the ones who asked me that as well. And I try to be very silent on that and give students the room to kind of explore what's right for them and really just kind of play devil's advocate so they can work through the pros and cons. And yeah, I had my Post-it note on the wall of where I thought that he was going to end up sort of based on my hopes for where he would get in. And once he kind of decided in late spring of all of his many, many options, where he was going to be going, and he did the deposit in front of me. I got to be a part of a lot of milestones, which was really sweet. I put the Post-it off of my wall, and in my illegible chicken scratch, tried to put it in the camera, and then he saw Purdue, and it just was right.